What's going on, YouTube land? Haha. I'm reusing some gloves because I still have them. First off, how's everybody doing? Second off, I'm Zan. Third off, Z125. 636 still here. 650. I need to ride it. Heather's bike doesn't really move anymore. I gotta get her riding some more. Aha, okay, gloves. And I bought some cool orange gloves for ease of work, and I'm working in the tiny, crappy garage. Don't worry about any of this stuff on the ground. We got this. So, Z125, it's still dry. Getting a little oil leak still, which has been happening for a while now, and it's still dripping. So, I gotta figure out where it's coming from. And I'm gonna try to stand back and point at stuff for you guys too. So, if we can see, which I don't know, you got oil down here. It doesn't look like it's coming from the seal over here like I thought it was, but it's coming down front of the engine here. Doesn't look like it's from the oil filter cap, but it's coming down even higher up. So I think I got to take the engine out, which is fine. We can do it because we got winter coming up. It's almost early October. It's late September. It's almost early October. Okay, so it's late September. It's 28th September, I believe, today. So that means you'll see this on like December. No, I'll try to get this out this week. But anywho, I added this TB parts. I think I'll put the right description of what it is on the screen because I can't remember. I think it's TB parts. I got it from, you know what? I'm not even gonna say that because I've got 4 sites I keep looking at parts for this thing for. And yes, I'm a little hyper today. I had a lot of coffee. So if I'm talking super fast and YouTube doesn't pick up shite, then it's because I'm insane, and that's fine. Anywho, I bought a new shift lever to get rid of the stock suspension or stock shift lever that hooked up to this foot peg. Or did it? Yeah, right here, and then had this whole linkage assembly. I got rid of that because I'm having shifting issues. A lot of false neutrals, and I know I don't know how to ride a bike because I fell on one, so obviously I don't know how to ride it. But I've been all over the forums, and they said this is one thing to do, and it has helped, but it's not perfect. It might be something else inside the engine. I don't know for now, but let's do what I'm going to do first, which is, and I will describe. This actually worked really well. Dirty. I did a brake job. Same gloves. I'm just trying to keep grease off my hands. Ew, it is gross in here. This is the first time I took this thing off? Huh. So, if you guys didn't know, this bike was basically a pit bike for a dirt bike track and a racer out of New York. Just trying to get some grease off it. That'll be fine. So the family used it to get around the track. So I bought it used and totaled because they bought it totaled and used. And I'm fixing her up. Anyway, fixing shift errors on the Z125 Pro. And this is very cool because this one goes up here. I try to put these back where I get them from. This one's down here, and this one is there. Perfect. Put that off to the side. That's the cover for the shifter. Is this thing on fire? Looks melted. Uh-oh. So trying to fix shift errors and not getting false neutrals as much. This is nice. Position's nice. It's a little further out, which means I got to reach forward a little, but whatever. Love it so far. The other thing I've heard is, and I'm going to back up so you guys can see this right here is an engine bolt. I guess this gets loose a bit, and you must retorque it down to, and I'm going to get this wrong because I forgot, but I'm going to say 44 foot-pounds. I'll re-look that up before making the video, but make sure we're right because I want to give you guys the right information. And if I'm correct, we'll just all cheer. Yay! Okay, what do we got here? Come on, 14 millimeter. Okay, we can easily do that. So this side right here, so sprocket, you gotta take that cover off because it blocks up in here. Yep, definitely does. There, and then if we go to the other side of the bike, course, the light's on the other side, so I'm going to blind you. So if you guys can see it, as I'm dropping the camera off my head, right there. So, right there. That's going to be torqued down to 44 foot-pounds, which is not a lot, but can cause problems. So, 14. Oh, light's dead. Okay. For those of you who don't know, I need a new garage. For those of you who do know, Mom, you should really get me a new garage, because I'm just a child still, obviously. I keep buying toys. No, Heather and I are working on a garage. Working on some cool stuff. And I'm thinking about next year already, because I broke that this year. So, sorry, 636, I didn't mean it. I really didn't. Yeah, so I'm thinking about a series or two. Some cool stuff for next year. Oh, and for those of you who follow me at all, I got word. I never received anything from the company that I bought my camera from for a replacement part. So that's not cool. Let's see if this will work. Oh, torqued. That's no bueno. Okay, so the engine bolt is torqued to spec already. So maybe these shifting errors are my fault only. Or there's something internally wrong with this bike, which could be possible. It was totaled. Sit on my tire here. Okay, so go for some tacos. So we're going to reassemble, tighten everything up. I'll ride around a bit. I'm going to go for a little ride on it tomorrow when it's a little nicer out. And worst case Ontario, I will follow back up with everybody when I pull that engine out, or if it somehow works. I doubt it will be any better, but we'll see. The other thing I want to do is I want to take the clutch apart, upgrade springs, upgrade this, upgrade that. So I may just put in a whole new clutch while I'm in there, which if it's inside for the winter, you guys will definitely be brought along on the whole journey for that. And Heather will get so mad about seeing this in the living room that she'll probably be fine with it. She's actually a really cool girl. She doesn't have any problems with it. She actually already approved it. She's like, yeah, why are you asking me? I'm like, because I love you, damn it. That's why I married you. But still a really fun bike, and a lot still to do on it. I just was planning on finishing the 636 up this year, which I did, and then working more heavily on customizing this next year. But first things first, as always, we gotta fix the engine, just like I had to fix that engine, which I'm gonna take to my specialist next spring to figure out the few last problems. I really think that the engine needs to come out of that again too, because that was my first rebuild ever, and I should have changed out a couple more seals and a couple more parts while I was in there, but I didn't. But I want his approval. I want his opinion on it, because he's rebuilt several of these, just as a second guess on myself, just because he's done several of these bikes. So anywho, I'm Zan. This is my Z125. These are some projects going on. I want to get back to motovlogging and riding, but I don't have a microphone, and the weather's been pretty terrible. So everybody out there, ride safe. Don't be like me and ruin your bikes, and always fix them. Someone else's mistakes. Fix someone else's mistakes. Don't create new ones, and learn. Okay, ride safe. Watch out for everybody. Remember, peace. All right. So went out and I tested everything shifting wise, made sure that was tight, did a few more tests, and I'm still hitting some false neutrals. So another thing I read is, if we look at this, that angle, bring it down, obviously take it off, bring it down a bit, and that might solve some problems too, just because of the weird angles. So I'm going to try to tip this down just a bit more, take it off, realign it, put it back together, and test some more. I'm still getting false neutrals, which makes me feel like there's something messed up in the clutch, possibly, or it's just me. Like it could just be the bike, and I'm just not used to it because every bike's different. So we're gonna take that off. We're gonna do that. We'll do some more tests. Alright, so went out and I tested everything shifting wise, made sure that was tight, did a few more tests, and I'm still hitting some false neutrals. So another thing I read is, if we look at this, that angle, bring it down, obviously take it off, bring it down a bit, and that might solve some problems too, just because of the weird angles. So I'm going to try to tip this down just a bit more, take it off, realign it, put it back together, and test some more. But I'm still getting false neutrals, which makes me feel like there's something messed up in the clutch, possibly, or it's just me. Like it could just be the bike, and I'm just not used to it because every bike's different. So we're gonna take that off. We're gonna do that. We'll do some more tests. Alrighty, adjusted that down a ways, and it feels better, but I'm still hitting neutral between first and second. And I mean, like, I can kick it 5 or 6 times before it goes in. Like, I mean, ripping up on that thing. I reached down and ripped off on it. So there's something internally not going well. So I'm going to have to say we're taking that engine out. We're going to take it apart. We're going to figure out what's wrong with it. I've seen some posts about some broken parts internally that could be the problem. So stick around. Yeah, don't worry about this. This is a test thing. And it's still dry, so we're good. Testing, figuring out where oil's coming from. So yeah, I think this winter we'll take this out, and you guys can join us for the party while Heather sits in the background and goes, "Why is this in my living room?" And I go, "Because I'm taking it apart." Ride safe, everybody. I'm out.